Hello traders, and I hope you're doing well. Okay, we had a great week, and every day I was with you with my daily analysis. Now I am with you with my uh, weekly analysis of what happened during last week. Okay, you can see last week we had a breakout of this zone for DXY, and DXY or the dollar index was very bullish, and it was very strong up to this zone that I have drawn this zone for you. And I told you that we have some, somehow like a resistance here, and I told you that we might have some reaction. And every zone that I told you, we had some reactions, especially this one and this one and this one. And I told you that we might have some kind of rest for dollar index. But what I think would be the power of dollar would be increasing, and we might see that in long term. It means dollar is going to be more stronger and more important in future. Up to the moment, the central banks of countries or ECB bank or Japan bank or the other countries' banks, central banks, just decide on their interest rate. Up to that moment, we can say dollar would increase its power, and the power is getting more and more. All right, this is the dollar index, and what I think for next week would be just this trading range between these two lines. And you see that the trend, uh, we had a kind of break out of this trend, and it's kind of pull back to this zone. We might see this zone as a support again, and this one and this one. We might have some days, like trading range here. But what I think is, again, the power of dollar is increasing, and it is getting more important in the world. Okay, but we should wait and see. We don't know, and we don't have any exact in the market. This is DXY and what I think for next week. I start with Euro USD, and we have seen that we had very sharp downtrend, and I told you that if we have any breakout, the first zone we have reaction is this zone, and you could see it happened clearly, as you can see. And you might say that you use different indicators. I say no, I never use indicator. I just see the history of market, and the candles are talking to me, and that's the way that I can use these zones. Anyway, but for the next week, we should wait to see that we might have some trading range here. And if we have the rest of the trend and bullish one, we could see these zones. Okay, that is kind of improbable. We might see these zones, but again, if we want to see these zones, it takes time, seriously, because it was really downtrend. But if this trend wants to continue as a downtrend, so you need to update your trend line like this and wait to see that what is going to happen. But if we have the fake breakout, okay, if we have the fake breakout, this zone would be the next zone we have. At the same time, this line can act as a support. Whenever it touches this part, it can have some reaction like this up to this zone, which would be 1.03. And many traders and analyzers in the world have talked about 1.1. Okay, they say that we are going to have the same value and the same amount with dollar in just some month later. We should wait to see. what is going to happen. If ECB increases the rates, it won't happen, and we might see the bullish trend for euro. The second one, Great British Pound. Okay, you can see for Great British Pound, we had strong bearish trend, and we had some reaction at this zone that I have drawn for you as a support. So we should update this zone like this and say now it is important. Now I told you that if we have any first reaction, this zone would be first one, this zone, and this zone. But if we have the rest of the trend, so this zone could be another zone. For sure, this zone first and then this zone, because it has a historical, support, and this zone could be, the pound could be supported. All right. That's it about pound. I told you about pound everything during the week, and I'm going to tell you, but everything is the same like previous analysis I told you. And for USD JPY, you have seen that after the news announced by Central Bank of Japan that we are not going to change the rates, something like this, trend happened. But as I told you, and as I said, this part was, very critical part for us, and we had a reaction because it was the line of, this channel. Now we can update our channel like this, and we don't have this trend anymore. And yeah, we have it, and it acts as a support now. Now, if you see that if we have this trend, so now the midline of this channel is a strong support for next week. And we should wait to see that we have any reaction to this zone or not. But what I think is reaction to this zone and go for higher, prices. Even though it is not financial advice for anyone here in this channel, and I hope you go according to your own analysis. Okay, now take a look at the next currency I'm going to talk about, which is called Canadian dollar. Okay, so if you take a look at Canadian dollar, you can see, I told you last week about Canadian dollar that this zone was important, and you could see we had a great reaction, but after this amount, you could go for, I don't know, long, or if you traded USD CAD, you could go for short. And you can see, these two strong engulfing candles can tell us something that we might see something, bearish, but I think it takes time. I mean, I'm going to update my analysis on Monday for you, and I'm going to let you know. But what I see here, this part is a strong support for Canadian dollar, and we might see the breakout. Okay, what I think would be, the rest of the trend, because we had a downtrend here, and it's a trading range here, and according to classic theories, we might see, downtrend after this one. And if we have any other support, I can let you know on Monday. If you want to trade, would be the next support exactly this zone. We have more supports on the way, but this support can act well because it's a kind of round number after 0.77, 0.76 is the great support we have. And about the other supports, you should wait to see, and I'm going to update my analysis on Monday. You can subscribe my channel to know about the latest, analysis every night after the end of New York market. I reveal my analysis about tomorrow and mostly happen what I say. Okay, about the US dollar and Australian dollar, Aussie dollar, I told you last week we have some reaction here. Let me focus on time frame H1 and yeah. Okay, as you can see, we had a great uptrend here and the price was in this, wedge, but after this wedge, you can see something happened that we had a breakout, but this zone acted as a great support. And again, we have the the price in this wedge, and we have to update it. Okay, we have to update it and make something like this. That would be kind of channel. And what I think is going to be the rest of the trend and rest of these bullish trend, and what I think would be something like this channel, and you can draw the same. Let me just update it for you, just a moment. Now we have two bottoms and we can have more reliable channel like this, and we can draw parallel channel like this. Now we have two bottoms, then we can update it like this. And what I see for next week is going to be the price moving between these two lines, and we have this channel. But after the price getting out of this channel, we might have a kind of trading range, and you might see that easily and soon. Okay, you might want to draw the same channel like me, and you can see the rest of the trend. But what I think for next week would be Australian dollar would decrease the power instead, in comparison with US dollar. That's it all. I hope you enjoyed it. And for next week, be ready. The first night I'm going to let you know about my analysis would be tomorrow night, Monday, and after the market of New York. Have a great and lovely weekend with your friends and with your family. Bye-bye.